Grace stepped off the train and into the bustling heart of London, her pulse quickening with excitement. This city, steeped in history and alive with creative energy, felt both exhilarating and daunting. At 28, she had left her small hometown behind, leaving whispers of doubt along with cherished memories of past failures. The towering buildings and vibrant streets filled her with a sense of possibility, yet she couldn't shake the feeling of being an outsider in this grand tapestry. After navigating the maze of streets, she finally arrived at her new flat. A quaint, somewhat worn-down building, it oozed character and the weight of forgotten stories. As she stepped inside, a chill brushed against her skin, something otherworldly lingering in the air. Grace brushed it off as nerves, despite the unsettling sensation that she was being watched. Little did she know, the echoes of the past beckoned her, entwining her fate with that of a long-lost artist named Elara. Grace stood before the old flat, heart fluttering with excitement and trepidation. The building, with its peeling paint and ivy-clad walls, whispered of stories long forgotten. As she stepped inside, a musty scent enveloped her, mixing oddly with the faint scent of oil paint lingering in the air. Room by room she explored, her fingers brushing over dusty easels and paint-splattered floors. It was in one corner, amidst scatterings of old brushes, that she found Elara's diary, worn and leather-bound. The moment she opened it, the gentle creak of the hinges seemed to echo through the silence. Pages filled with expressive sketches and evocative prose beckoned her deeper into Elara's world. Yet as she read, a chill cascaded down her spine. An inexplicable sensation enveloped her, as though the very walls were watching, holding secrets meant for her alone. She felt the weight of a presence lingering in the shadows, urging her to uncover the story that lay hidden within the pages. As Grace unpacked her belongings, the atmosphere in the flat shifted. A cold breeze swept through the open window, rustling the papers scattered across the table. She paused, a prickling sensation crawling up her spine, and glanced around the dim rooms. Shadows danced along the walls, flickering under the sparse light. Dismissing the chill as a draft, she resumed her work, but the feeling of being watched lingered, tightening around her. Suddenly, a soft whisper echoed through the hallway, calling her name. Grace. Heart racing, she turned sharply, half expecting to find someone behind her. But the space remained empty, silence enveloping her like a thick fog. Shaking her head, she dismissed it as fatigue, yet the sensation refused to dissipate, twinging at her curiosity. It was just an old flat, she reminded herself, though she couldn't shake the feeling that it was much more than that. A place steeped in stories yet to be unveiled. Grace sat cross-legged on the floor, the diary's worn pages spread before her like a treasure map to Elara's soul. The delicate script, filled with hints of longing and imagination, spoke of vibrant dreams and aspirations, but a shadow loomed over the words. Each entry echoed Elara's artistic flair, the swirling ink capturing moments of joy laced with an undercurrent of dread. As Grace transcribed the passages, she felt an inexplicable connection grow, as if Elara's spirit beckoned her to unlock the secrets buried within those countless lines. One entry, in particular, struck a chord, a heartfelt declaration about love, twisted by jealousy and ambition. Was this the key to Elara's fate? With her heart racing, Grace knew she had to uncover what happened next. The chill in the air thickened as a whisper seemed to curl around her, pulling her deeper into Elara's world and igniting within her a fierce determination to illuminate the truth. Grace awoke one morning to an unsettling sight, a half-finished portrait of herself staring back at her from the easel in her living room. The brushstrokes were delicate, yet fervent, capturing not just her likeness, but an essence she could hardly comprehend. As she approached, An inexplicable chill enveloped her, and she felt the artist's yearning embedded in the paint. It was then that she understood. This was Elara's work, a haunting yet beautiful testament to the past. As the excitement mingled with trepidation, Grace found herself transfixed, contemplating the connection she felt to this elusive spirit. The whispers in the flat grew more palpable, urging her to delve deeper into Elara's life. Compelled by a mixture of inspiration and fear, Grace resolved to research Elara's art style, believing it could unlock more than just secrets of the past. It could ignite her own creativity. Grace stood at the edge of her kitchen, the flicker of the old light casting shadows that danced eerily around her. After days of haunting whispers and unsettling dreams, she had finally settled on a course of action. Fueled by curiosity and a growing connection to Elara, she ventured out to dig into the past of the woman who once filled these walls with art and passion. At a quaint local cafe, an elderly woman recognized Elara's name and began recounting tales of her lost love, Thomas. With each story, a vivid picture of their romance emerged, a love marked by vibrant canvases and quiet nights overshadowed by an impending tragedy. Grace felt her own heart ache as she drew parallels between Elara's heartbreak and her own past failed relationships. It was then that she realized she wasn't just seeking answers. She was searching for a way to reunite Elara and Thomas, hoping for peace for both their souls. Strange occurrences in the flat began to escalate, leaving Grace feeling increasingly unsettled. One evening as she stood before her easel, a paintbrush suddenly rolled off the table and landed at her feet. Startled, she glanced around, but the room was still, save for the faint whispers that seemed to ripple through the walls. With each passing day, objects shifted positions, and her painting process grew chaotic, mirroring her tangled emotions. It became evident that Elara's spirit was restless, urging Grace to pay attention. In restless dreams, Elara's intense desires flooded Grace's mind. The passion, fear, and longing that once consumed the artist also seeped into her own art. This connection ignited a spark within Grace, driving her to delve deeper into Elara's unfulfilled story. The urgency of the ghostly presence enveloped her, insisting she take the courageous steps necessary to unearth the artist's truth and confront the shadows of the past. Grace found herself immersed in a whirlwind of emotions as vivid visions of Elara's past unfolded before her. With each passing night, she became a reluctant traveler through the memories of the long-gone artist, experiencing her moments of joy and despair as if they were her own. She wandered through Elara's bustling London, feeling the warmth of the sun on her skin, contrasted by the shadowy clouds of anxiety that often accompanied the artist's ambition. Each brushstroke in Elara's dreams revealed the fierce desire for recognition, mixed with the sting of jealousy, as she watched fellow artists thrive, while her own exhibitions faded into obscurity. As these haunting glimpses entwined with Grace's own creative struggles, she was compelled to channel this newfound energy into her art. With each stroke of her brush, she sought to intertwine her experiences with Elara's, echoing the spirit of the past while forging her own identity as an artist. It was a connection that felt both liberating and daunting, driving her forward into the depths of a shared journey. Grace pushed against the rusty latch of the hidden door, heart racing as it creaked open to reveal a dimly lit attic. Dust motes danced in the narrow beams of light, illuminating an expansive collection of Elara's paintings. Each canvas told a story. Vibrant hues depicted joyous moments in Elara's life, while darker undertones whispered of her anguish and longing, especially regarding her lost love, Thomas. As she stepped further inside, the air thick with emotion, Grace felt an overwhelming connection to the artist's spirit. She reached for a painting that captured a scene of a couple in a passionate embrace, their joy starkly contrasted against a looming storm. Tears welled in her eyes as she recognized Elara's heartache mirrored her own struggles with love and ambition. In that moment, Grace resolved to honor Elara's legacy by channeling this profound energy into her next piece, driven by the desire to unearth the truth behind the artist's tragic fate. The community buzzed with anticipation as the annual Festival of Lights approached, a celebration rooted in the neighborhood's artistic legacy. Grace found herself drawn to the festivities, an inexplicable connection, urging her to participate. She wandered through the cobblestone streets, adorned with twinkling lanterns and colorful banners, each flickering light echoing the vibrant spirit of Elara. As she envisioned her contribution, a profound sense of honor settled within her. She would create a piece that intertwined the essences of both Elara and Thomas. With each brushstroke on canvas, Grace poured her emotions into the artwork, depicting not only the tragedy of their love, but also the beauty it held. Her heart raced as she felt Elara's presence beside her, a gentle encouragement guiding her hand. This festival was more than just a celebration. It was a chance to bridge the gap between past and present, drawing a vibrant line connecting her own creative journey with the spirits that lingered in the fog. As the festival drew closer, the air in Grace's flat felt electric with anticipation, mirroring her own escalating emotions. Vivid visions of Elara's final days plagued her nights, each dream unraveling memories of the artist's struggles with loneliness and societal expectations. Grace, too, found herself grappling with her creative anxieties, drawing parallels to Elara's internal battles. Ideas for her festival piece flowed like water, reflecting both women's fears and desires, yet she felt exposed and vulnerable, as if standing on the precipice of a great revelation. Determined to channel this emotional chaos, Grace poured her heart into her canvas, merging Elara's pain into her brushstrokes. With every stroke, she transformed her turmoil into art, capturing not just the struggles, but the beauty of resilience. The festival loomed close, and as Grace prepared to confront the weight of Elara's story, she could sense a shift in the atmosphere, an urgency urging her to reveal the truth, and with it, find her own emotional liberation. Grace stood in the fading light of her flat, her heart racing as she sifted through the tangled threads of Elara's tumultuous past. Determined to confront the truth, she pieced together the chilling details of Elara's disappearance and the void left behind by Thomas. Following whispered leads, she began to sense Thomas's lingering presence, a shadow of regret and sorrow drifting through the air, heavily laden with the guilt of unresolved love. In a dreamlike haze, she confronted the shadow, feeling the intensity of his grief wash over her. "Elara loved you," she implored, sensing the weight of their shared pain. Thomas's form flickered, revealing a mixture of yearning and torment as they navigated the complexities of their doomed bond. It was a moment of palpable tension, and Grace realized that unlocking the truth was their only hope for salvation. The past hung in the balance, and the time for revelations was drawing ever closer. The festival swelled around Grace, vibrant lights illuminating the night, but her heart thudded with anticipation as she approached the central installation of her art. The air thickened with history, and the whispers of Elara and Thomas echoed in her mind, urging her to summon their spirits. As she began the ritual, her brush danced across the canvas, intertwining their love and regrets. A sudden gust sent shivers down her spine, and she felt the presence of both ghosts drawing near, their unresolved emotions swirling in the dim light. In that charged moment, time suspended. Elara's sorrow collided with Thomas's guilt, their energies pulsating in the air like a living thing. Grace held her breath as the couple faced each other, their ethereal forms flickering with tension. "You must confront the past," Grace urged, her voice trembling. Around them, the festival roared on, blissfully unaware of the poignant reckoning unfolding in their midst, on the cusp of transformation.